It's day 2 of camping at Lake Hartwell. So, we're gonna see what we can get on today. We've only got a few hours to fish, and then we've got to get back and break camp and head home. Looking like it's shaping up to be another beautiful day. So let's get it. It's cast time. All right, we are on. First fish of the day, Lake Hartwell. Thing hit it pretty hard. It's actually just slowing down to grab another rod, see what I want to put out there. This bass just came up and slammed crankbait. Yes, all the feist. Oh, and my grippers are up at the campsite, so I'll go straight pliers on this. There we go. Right, crankbait today. I think I showed it yesterday. This is the one that did a lot of damage yesterday. It's just this shiny shad pattern. Got a small bill on it. This one dives about 2 to 6 feet. Seems to be perfect for out here. I am trolling typically between 20 and 30 feet. Staying closer to that 20 side, but I will get out over 30 as long, and if there's brush that stands up pretty tall, fish are hanging out above it, you know, up to 10, maybe even 8 feet below surface, and this dives down to 6, so they're acting pretty aggressively. They'll come up and just smash. Anyway, that's what I'm using. That's what just caught that bass. I caught a lot of fish yesterday. It catches crappie too, so fun way to cover water. I love crankbait fishing. Hadn't done it in a while, and it's getting to that time of year where fish are moving off the shallows and into slightly deeper water, and that's a great way to catch them. Back to fishing. I don't know if he's on. Yeah. This little guy took me into the brush. That's pretty hilarious. So, white bass back here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna see crappie. These things school up so heavy. I think I got snagged on that one. Oh, maybe not. In the corner, trying to avoid going into a cove. Got one coming over a brush pile. See if I can keep it on. Okay, so had a couple get off on these crankbaits. I think, oh my gosh, what a slab. The lesson there is potentially you get what you pay for. Oh gosh, popped off as I'm putting them in the net. Yeah, that's a good one. Nice fish. I'm gonna keep that for my buddies coming by this morning. Yeah, to say these guys are hungry is an understatement. Another good one. Man, this brush pile is absolutely loaded with tanks. Loving it. There we go. These are solid fish. Again, on the crankbait, on the troll, in probably about 20 feet of water. Seeing brush piles down 20-22 feet. And I'm just slow trolling over about 1.5 miles or so. I've got a cast worth of line length out. I don't have line counters on these rods, but I just cast out. Kind of a normal cast, nothing crazy, nothing heroic. And honestly, if anything, a slightly short cast, just knowing I'm going into a cove where it's gonna get shallow really fast. And the last thing I wanna do is hang up on anything, brush or anything on the bottom. So sometimes I'll maybe short cast one and then kind of normal or long cast the other. That way they're just riding at different lengths behind the boat. They're the same size, or same size crankbait, so they're going to be diving at the same depth. You do run into some issues with, I run into some issues with getting tangled up in the turns, so I'll reel in as I'm approaching a turn, or at least reel in one of them, and that way I can avoid getting tangled up and I'm fishing longer as opposed to untangling. All right, I've done quite a few passes back over that brush pile. No bites. I think it's cooling off a little bit. I'm heading back over to this, out in the same cove. There was another brush pile where my buddy and I were at yesterday. Loaded with fish, just didn't get any keepers. It's where I just caught that small white bass. We head back over there. Apparently there's supposed to be some bunch of crappie to hang out there as well. So I'm gonna try that area, come back over here, and if nothing is biting on crankbaits, I'll switch over to jigs, try to vertically jig, and then probably head back to the campsite. We gotta start breaking camp, so that's what it is. Got 3 good ones. Also, there's another brush pile back on the way back that I'll hit. All right, let's see what we can get into for the rest of the morning. Yeah, buddy. Finally got one off of that pile. Another white bass. Not the target species. I'm always impressed when you get these little white bass that are trying to chew on something that just doesn't look like it would fit in their stomach. There you go, what a whitey. All right, heading back over to that other brush pile. This one is loaded with fish, but the only ones that seem to be biting are the white bass. They're aggressive. They're being more aggressive than crappie if crappie are there. And I have no doubt that there's some crappie on that pile, but just not the ones that are biting right now. So. All right, so passed over this brush pile yet again with crankbaits quite a few times and no bites. So I'm thinking that that crankbait bite is on pause for now. So just getting some rods ready. I'm a big fan of underspins. So I've got some jigs. I'll go jig and soft plastic on an underspin. I'm a big fan of this guy right here. So it's that Roadrunner style. And then this soft plastic minnow body with curly tail or grub tail. Man, these things typically are really good, so I'll start with that. That's one of my confidence baits. And then we'll just keep trying out different colors, different jig combinations, double jig rigs, stuff like that. I'll try to be good about showing you guys each time when I switch up, but if I don't, I apologize in advance. Seeing some bait, some small fish back here. This little cove has it all, really. Good access to big water. It's got some rocks back here that are holding fish, bait, lay down. All right, stay tuned. We're gonna see if we can get them to go on jigs now. Oh, get out of there. Oh, dang it. Took me down into the brush, broke me off. Gosh darn it. Good one. Choked it. All right, jig. Had to get down there to him. That one wanted it on the jig.